think you should.
Well, looks like we're back with another Dragon Ball Super episode review. After we didn't have one last week, I worked on another video, which was obviously the video that I made on My Hero Academia Season 1, and if you haven't seen that already, be sure to go check that out. But right now we're here to talk about Dragon Ball Super episode 130, I almost said 131. Almost, not yet, but episode 130 for Dragon Ball Super. And this episode was really good. A lot of people have been fucking spoiling it on Twitter, and I found out a whole bunch of shit that I wish I didn't see yet, and I watched a couple of scenes that not all of it, but like I watched like a couple of like shots from scenes of the episode, and it pissed me off because I was just like, why are you doing this? Why do I follow these people? Why am I on Twitter? why am I on Twitter watching this shit happen? And people are obviously super excited about the episode, so I guess it's my fault ultimately, but still. But yeah, we're here to talk about Dragon Ball Super episode 130. Episode was fantastic. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. There's like one, maybe two minor like nitpicks that kind of like bothered me with the episode, and it's the fact of how they handled 17. I'll get into that a little bit later on. The fact that they handled 17 the way they did, I guess I'll mention it now. So 17 is back in this episode. He comes back. He didn't die. He didn't sacrifice himself, or rather, he did sacrifice himself, but he didn't die. Excuse me. So he's back in this episode. He's back in episode 130. Frieza also makes an appearance in this episode. We'll talk about that later on. But 17 does come back. And the reason why I was like kind of bothered by it was because I really liked the fact that he kind of did like this whole self-sacrifice thing. And it was kind of like a good character moment for him. And then they kind of just bring him back, and I'm just like, well, what was the point of him like even, self-sacrificing himself like that? Like just to buy time. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because he's an android. He can hide his energy, blah 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 blah. Whatever people will fucking say about it. But it kind of just bothered me. I kind of wish that he, I'm not saying he should die and never come back. I'm saying, like, because it's 17. They were gonna bring him back anyways. But I kind of like the idea that he did self-sacrifice and it made his character really cool, and it was a cool moment. But no, I guess they're not going to do that. The other moment was like the kind of cop-out moment where spoilers, ended the episode Goku gets knocked out of his Mastered Ultra Instinct transformation, and it's like a kind of like cliche and cop-out kind of moment. Kind of just like they use it in the sense of, they want to make the episode more dramatic, because the episode does throw a few twists at the end of the episode, which, yes, that's one of the few things that actually surprised me, and was the fact that he kind of got knocked out of his transformed Master Ultra Instinct state, and et cetera, et cetera. So the episode starts off with, obviously, Goku's in Master Ultra Instinct, and he got into this form 2 weeks ago in episode 129, and he's fighting Jiren, and he's pushing back Jiren, and he's actually significantly faster and stronger than, and they make remarks about this, than Ultra Instinct Omen, which is what that form of Ultra Instinct is called now, and I think that's so much cooler than Mastered Ultra Instinct, but whatever, that's my opinion. So he's significantly faster and stronger to the point where Jiren at this current point he's not strong enough. He's not strong enough to hold up his own against Mastered UI Goku. And so he starts reminiscing on his past and his painful times of when he was younger, of when he kind of just lost everything, his friends, the trust that he had for those who were still around and stuff. So he then powers up, insinuating that he's full power. I'm going to say that he's full power because of what else also happens in the episode. But he powers up, his chest, like, fucking explodes. It was crazy. I was just like, oh, they're gonna do shirtless Jiren, and honestly, that's really weird. Shirtless Jiren and Kid Jiren are like the two weirdest things of Jiren ever. But I want to say this really quick and say that I really like Jiren in the manga, because he's a lot more talkative and there's a lot more, character interest towards him in the manga, and I really like that. In the anime, they didn't really handle him too well. and it kind of pissed me off because it had no character to him, and they didn't give him exposition until like 2 episodes ago. So that kind of like bothered me, but it's whatever. So Jiren's throwing blast. Goku is doing whatever, dodging attacks. Jiren, like I said, powers up. His chest explodes, and it's almost like he's engulfed in flames. It's honestly crazy. And then once he's fully like powered up, the whole arena or what's left of it is completely covered in like flame like aura or ki, and it looks fucking awesome. And then he's actually engulfed in an aura that actually kind of looks similar to Ultra Instinct Ulman, but it looks similar. So that's what I'll say about it. They obviously charge at each other. Jiren creates a big blast. Big blast. He creates a big blast, throws it at Goku. Everyone at the stands, from Universe 7 are Goku's cheerleaders at the current moment. It's actually kind of hilarious. Then voice crack. Goku obviously gets back up and he starts charging at Jiren again. Goku keeps getting pushed back on the ground, etc., the kind of like the typical thing. And then Goku's on the ground. Jiren kicks him down to the ground, and then he's like, okay, he shouldn't be able to get up. And then obviously, Krillin's talking about like, yeah, he can do it. He's being, the whole like cheerleader sideline kind of stupid thing, right? So that happens. Goku gets up. Jiren is surprised. He's like, how is this even possible? He shouldn't even be up right now. He should have like no stamina. This is impossible. And then I forget if he talks about, yeah, he does. He starts talking about like everyone is trusting in Goku, and he's basically swearing that he'll never go down, and he's carrying the trust of everyone from Universe 7, not just his friends, but his entire universe. So that right now is currently giving him the strength of trust from his friends, and his friends just plain out being there, which I think either Master Roshi or Piccolo actually says in the episode. And that's why Goku is always just so strong most of the time, that whenever we see him, this because of the strength that he's almost given just by the existence of his friends and the trust that they give him. And that's like the main focus of kind of like some of the story elements that was in this episode, even though there wasn't really a whole too much of it. It was mainly just fight scenes, but there was a little bit of story elements in the episode, which I liked. They start reminiscing in the past, mainly Krillin. It shows a whole bunch of flashbacks of like Goku and Krillin training when they were kids. Piccolo and Goku fighting in the World Martial Arts Tournament, etc., etc. I forgot when that happens, but that does happen in the episode, and I really liked it. It was actually a good moment. It showed off that, I like the premise of what they did, and they show that, like, yeah, Goku is sometimes like a selfish prick at times, but he does care. He does care about his friends, and he'll do anything, to protect them, and, that's kind of like the whole, like, idea and mindset that Goku has had. Since the whole like thing, like, oh yeah, universes are gonna get erased, and he's like, oh no. He's like, oh no, but I still want to fight guys, but I gotta save my friends and stuff. So he's selfish sometimes. That's been shown plenty of times before in the past. But in this moment right now, in the Tournament of Power, he's trying his hardest to make sure that he can keep kind of like the promise, I guess, of saving, the tournament. And it was really good. It was really good moments. They also show moments with Tien as well, in the flashback kind of moments. It was good. It was good. It was good time. It was good time. So they start throwing punches at each other. Goku's getting pushed back on the ground, and I forget what else happens, but Goku's kind of just standing off somewhere in the distance, and then Jiren's being shot against a rock, kind of like cliff area thing. I forget what kind of words I used for that, but he's pushed back against a boulder, and then Jiren is like, oh, what is trust, what is friendship, what is this, etc., etc. And he has this whole mindset. We've already explored about this before, but his whole mindset is that strength is absolute, strength is everything. And what is trust, what is friendship, what is any of this, what is making Goku so strong? And that's the whole like premise of this part of the episode. And Jiren flat out just shoots a blast towards the stands towards Universe 7 and obviously the other gods' destruction in Universe 11 as well. And the reason why he does is because he's trying to, show that, yeah, strength is absolute, and that what all this trust and friendship can easily be erased. And, you know, and then Goku, obviously, being the person that he is, deflects the attack. And then Jiren is being a little whiny, motherfucker, right? He's kind of whining a whole lot in this part of the episode. Goku gets pissed, and then he starts rocking this dude. He charges at the motherfucker and punches him in the face in a really cool shot, which is probably in the thumbnail, but it looks really cool. I really like that. Kind of reminds me of what should have happened in episode 110 but didn't, but I'm glad they saved it for this, and it was really cool. Obviously Jiren is being pushed back. He's charging up, throws multiple blasts. Goku's dodging it. Jiren does another blast. Goku basically just deflects it and then hits him with a right uppercut and slams him down to the ground with a Kamehameha. And Jiren is just there. He's there on the floor. He's exhausted. He's basically submitted at this point. He can't really do anything. And they kind of do this classic Dragon Ball trope of, instead of, ending, this whole, like, debacle, like how he should have, they're going to stand there and talk for a little bit. Kind of like how Vegeta did back in the Resurrection F arc, like, when he was about to blast away Frieza, but didn't. Excuse me. And so, like I said, they do, like, this whole cop-out thing. And basically what happened is that Goku gets hit with like a sudden attack, either within him, I'm guessing within him, and they have like this really cool shot of like red splatters coming from behind Goku. It looks really cool, actually, even though it's supposed to be a serious moment, of course. So he's pushed back, he's on the ground, and then he reverts back to base form from Mastered UI. And basically Mastered UI is having a significant toll on his body and I guess his mind as well, and it's actually really crazy. It was a really crazy sequence of events. A whole bunch of like black lightning is kind of emitting from his body, and Whis points that the limit-breaking power of the gods is, it's taken a greater toll than what they initially suspected. Of course, Beerus is like, Goku was supposed to win, and then Vermouth is like, Jiren, eliminate him, and I'm just like, shut up. At this point, he should just shut up. So Jiren does what he does. He gets up, and he's like, I wish the fight didn't end like the way it did. Almost kind of like he was actually enjoying it a little bit. So Jiren destroys the ground, and then Goku is falling. And at this point, I'm just like, what the fuck? There's no way they're actually eliminating him. There's no way. I'm like, what the fuck? And no, they don't eliminate him. Frieza shows up, and Goku gets hit by a blast, and Frieza saves Goku, and he's still on some surface of the stage, so he's still in. Frieza's there in golden form, and then 17 gets up from a whole bunch of rubble from obviously the destruction of what was the Tournament of Power stage, and then he joins with Frieza, and then the episode ends on a cliffhanger. And I'm just like, bruh, next episode is gonna be really fucking tight, man. This fucking next episode's gonna be good because Takahashi's gonna be working on the next episode. It's the series finale for Super. Obviously, we're gonna have some exciting moments at the beginning of the episode. One thing I do want to say that obviously the toll didn't have such a great impact that like it should have if Goku's able to get up in the next episode in the preview. So that's bullshit, but whatever. The episode was super good. I really enjoyed it. It was animated well. It was the choreography for the episode was really fucking good. The scripting, obviously, the writing was really good. Everything about this episode was super good. I really enjoyed it. I already knew I was going to enjoy it, even if I kind of didn't like one, two, maybe three things. One of them just being from the previews, and then obviously the whole cop out thing with Mastered UI and then 17. But it's whatever. It's not really a huge big deal. Those are just minor nitpicks that I didn't really enjoy about the episode, or it was kind of like irked. It just irked me a little bit. But either way, the episode was really good. Go watch it if you haven't already. I don't know why you're watching this video if you haven't seen it already, because spoilers, obviously, but whatever. So the episode was good. Go watch it if you haven't, or go watch it again if you did enjoy it, just like how I did. But that's the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to drop a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel. I've been getting a lot of new subscribers lately, and I want to thank you guys for, subscribing, obviously, because I really do appreciate it. And be sure to tell your friends if you haven't. I would really appreciate it, because I want this channel to really grow a lot more, and hopefully it can. So anyways, that's the end of the video. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new. Yada yada, whatever other bullshit I'm gonna say. I hope you guys have a beautiful life, like I always say at the end of my videos. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm out.